Welcome to our channel where we update the thrilling and surprising details of Beyond the Gates, the drama that is causing a stir on the small screen. During the week of July 14th to 18th, buried secrets, generational feuds and cruel betrayals will rise up one after another, drawing viewers into a whirlwind of intense emotions. Each episode is a powerful blow to the characters' trust, family and honor, making it impossible for anyone to take their eyes off the screen. Martin suddenly became the center of attention when, in broad daylight, in a crowded public area, he swung his fist into his opponent's face in a horrific brawl. Martin's rage shocked many people, not only because of the strength and madness in each punch, but also because he has always maintained a quiet image, even strangely patient. However, the real shock was not in the fight. After being subdued and taken to the police station, Martin coldly uttered a confession that silenced the entire town. He was the one who committed the horrific crime 2 years ago. A case that had once caused panic in the community but was then pushed into oblivion because the perpetrator was not found. The victim's name, the details suppressed in the file. The long-denied rumors, all now hauntingly resurfaced through Martin's cold confession. He showed no remorse, no tears, but on the contrary, spoke as if he had finally lifted the burden from his mind after so many years of concealment. A wave of indignation spread, public opinion was outraged. The victim's family seemed torn apart once again by the harsh truth. The once peaceful town is suddenly thrown into chaos, and Martin, once a nobody, becomes a symbol of sin and darkness. Meanwhile, another secret is gradually revealed, threatening to destroy what remains of trust. Haley, a woman who has suffered from the past, finally feels loved when she is with Ashley. But that happiness seems too fragile when an ultrasound that Haley secretly performs reveals something wrong. She hides the results, not telling Ashley, not sharing them with anyone. However, fate plays a cruel trick when Danny, her best friend, accidentally discovers the results. The moment Danny holds the paper, her eyes are filled with confusion, then turn to panic. Something is seriously wrong. No one says anything, but everything begins to fall apart. Haley becomes anxious, Danny becomes withdrawn, and Ashley feels left out of the loop. Is Haley really pregnant? Or is Danny the one hiding a secret about the fetus? Who is the real mother? Has there been a baby swap between them? A conspiracy? A medical accident? The questions keep coming, leaving even the closest relationships as fragile as a thread. If the truth is revealed, it will not only destroy the relationship between Haley and Ashley, but also tear Haley and Danny's friendship apart beyond repair. At the same time, another conspiracy is quietly rising, led by Leslie. This woman is not only shrewd but also coldly cruel. She quietly approaches the lab and finally gets her hands on the weapon she has been waiting for all this time, DNA test results confirming that Eva is Bill's biological daughter. This was a truth that could destroy both the reputation and career of Bill, a man who seemed untouchable in the community. Leslie did not hesitate. She did not give the results to Eva. She did not confront Bill with emotions. Instead, she used it as a blackmail tool. Anonymous emails, threatening calls, increasingly outrageous demands drove Bill into a state of crisis. He did not know how Leslie got the results, nor could he determine how far she would go. What was worse was that Eva, the most innocent of all, was completely unaware that she was the victim of a calculated game. Every time he looked at his daughter, Bill felt his heart tighten with guilt and helplessness. As for Leslie, step by step, she pushed that man to the brink of collapse, coldly watching him struggle in despair. When the town had not yet recovered from the series of events, Anita suddenly appeared like a real storm. Her return was unannounced, without explanation. But everyone knew that where Anita was, there could be no peace. She immediately rushed into a vicious confrontation with Samantha, her own daughter, with all the resentment, criticism and contempt that had been pent up for many years. The sharp words were spoken without mercy, causing Samantha, who was once strong and resilient, to collapse little by little. She could not fight the past, could not justify the pain her mother had gone through, nor could she protect herself from a mother who only wanted revenge. In a rare moment of weakness, Samantha knelt down. cried in despair and begged her father, the man she thought had turned his back on the family long ago. But instead of receiving protection, she only received silence, a silence more terrifying than any rejection. The scene was like a deep cut into the hearts of those who once believed in love, who once believed that family was a place to return to. For Samantha, there was no place to go. She was an outcast among her closest relatives. Meanwhile, a new mystery continued to cover the town when Tyrell suddenly disappeared without a trace. He was one of the people who kept the most secrets, and his disappearance shocked the public. But no one felt more hurt than Kenneth, who considered Tyrell as his own blood. The feeling of loss and suspicion immediately turned into a flame of hatred when Kenneth was sure that Martin was involved. The fact that Martin had just confessed to an old crime made the theory even more believable. Left with no other choice, Kenneth decided to take revenge. But he doesn't act on impulse. He plans meticulously, quietly gathering information, finding Martin's weaknesses, and waiting for the right moment. This confrontation is no longer a personal dispute, but an undercurrent that threatens to sweep away any remaining moral values in the town. Warnings, secret meetings, and covert moves are forming a battle line that both know, once it starts, there will be no escape for either. A series of secrets revealed, conspiracies exposed, and trust betrayed during the week of July 14th to 18th have made Beyond the Gates the center of attention. The film is not only a journey to expose the truth, but also a haunting reminder that the past never sleeps and that sometimes it is the people we trust the most who hide the knife in their backs. Stay tuned and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss the most shocking twists in the next episodes.